Hitting record here. Hitting record here. And stay there.
Hello, and welcome back to Scam. This is
Welcome.
Chill, Christian.
Hello, and welcome back to Scam. This is episode 19. Today, I'm joined by Manny.
Hey guys, my name's Manny.
I got On over here,
My name's On.
Shane.
Shane, and I'm Christian. Today, we're going to be talking about the FBI and particular FBI agents. So the FBI was first created and funded by the Department of Justice Appropriation Act of 1908. In 1924, J. Edgar Hoover was appointed to be professionalized as the director till his death at age 77. Under his lead, he made special agents who were all college graduates, preferably with degrees in law or accounting. During his tenure in office, he managed to take down Bonnie and Clyde as well as John Dillinger. The top 4 priorities of the Bureau, which he instated, were protect the U.S. from terrorist attack, protect the U.S. against foreign intelligence operations and espionage, protect the U.S. against cyber-based attacks and high-tech crimes, and combat public corruption at all levels. Because of Hoover today, the FBI has 56 field offices, 400 resident agencies, and more than 60 foreign liaisons posts across the nation. The FBI employs 35,000 people, including sworn-in special agents. And I'm going to hand it over to Shane here just to talk about the interview process and how you become an FBI agent.
So, the job requirements for an FBI agent consist of 2 phases of the hiring process. In order to be selected, you have to be between the age of 23 and 36 years of age, with a mandatory retirement age of 57 and a service of 20 years for retirement. You have to have a minimum of a bachelor's degree at a 4-year college, have at least 2 to 3 years of full-time professional work experience, possess valid driver's license, meet special agent physical fitness standards, which include sit-ups, sprints, push-ups, half-mile run, and pull-ups.
Yeah, so you can't be lazy.
Yeah, you can't be lazy.
Can't be lazy.
And you also have to obtain a top-secret, sensitive, compartmented information clearance from the FBI itself. There are theories you have to have a 20/20 vision in one eye and no worse than 20/40. I'm not sure how true that is, but you also have to have great hearing, your vaccinations, obviously a background check, and their drug policy is very, very strict. The job prospects, there are 56 headquarters, like Christian said. The main headquarter is in Quantico, Virginia. Professionals are saying that analytics will grow within 7% in coming years. The base pay entry level for FBI agents is $40,000 annually, and it can reach up to 80 to 90K with a master's degree. And like I stated before, 20 years retirement or 20 years service required for retirement and benefits, and you get health insurance.
So it's pretty nice, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty nice gig.
All right, On. I'm going to go ahead and...
All right, well, so we all know that everything has issues. So FBI isn't one to exclude. They have faulty protocols, hate crimes, and systematic discrimination. So in order to solve those problems, the FBI actually relies on detailed substandard hardware, antiquated search tools, and inferior communication bases. So if any technological tools fails or missions would fall apart, leads would be dropped and information would just be leaked everywhere, which is awful. And in order to improve that, we need to make better alliances with other agencies and make disciplinary action to strike fear in officers who might be too clueless to actually follow the proper guidelines. In regards to hate crime, any issue unrelated to protocol in regards to the public has been struggled with the FBI just because it's really difficult to not be discriminatory because that's basically in our nature. And Muslim people specifically have been targeted, especially against 9/11. So there's issues in other races like African Americans and Asians and Mexicans and whatnot like that. But only about 1% of that is reported to federal agencies. And in order to prevent hate crimes from occurring, we need to take a step further to report hate crimes across the nation, as well as the FBI, who should avoid any possible discriminatory acts. In regards to diversity, discrimination within the FBI workforce is notorious against African American officers. Groups of agents have sued the FBI multiple times because they've alleged systematic discrimination by the Bureau in the quality of assignments, performance reviews, rates of promotions, and overall workplace culture. So in general, there's like statistical evidence of discrimination. However, nothing was done. And in order to resolve it, we need to prevent bias in whether the Bureau is discriminatory against minorities. An outside mediator should just mandate and handle discrimination complaints against the Bureau.
Yeah, see, look, I was reading up on personal interviews and stuff like that, and I read that basically as an FBI agent, it's kind of hard to tell because they have to go off of body language readings and basically try to diffuse the situation before something happens, and choosing like who suspects are in certain situations is gonna be hard when you're just walking in and
Yeah, definitely.
you're like walking into a library and there's a bunch of people. All right, so and you know something's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think the suspects are gonna be, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And as an FBI agent, that's just what they struggle with every single day.
And you're getting that from the interview, right?
Yeah.
From the
Got it from Joe Navarro. He's a retired FBI agent. He talked a lot about body language and how to diffuse different situations when he's come up with them, and like how you can tell people are being more aggressive based off how they walk, how they talk, how they just look at you. You know, you can just it's hard to do it. That's why it takes so much to become an FBI agent, because you have to be really smart and be able to tell when things
Almost a
are
sixth sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Sixth Sense, exactly. Can you show me an example of like how it'd be like if you were to attack me, like what face you'd give me?
What face I would give you?
Or like what body language, like
Honestly,
is that the face?
yeah, something like that. You know.
Gotcha.
No, I'm not an aggressive guy. Maybe Shane can do it better than me.
An aggressive face.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah, see, like it's more like a dead stare, like
A dead stare.
man, you want to give me your death stare?
No.
No,
Okay.
yeah, she's too calm and peaceful person, you know. I'm sure Miss Muhlenbeck can handle that for us, but
Yeah.
for sure.
I think you got it.
Let's look at you, Miss Muhlenbeck. So let me go ahead and go over the pros and cons of an FBI agent. I couldn't decide whether would be more of a pro or a con, but it's like learning new languages based on like where they're gonna send you. So I assume that if they're gonna send you to like some sort of like some part of Japan, you'd learn Japanese. Asian languages, you'd learn them as you'd like go through country and country. I guess like in certain parts of the United States as well, you'd have to learn a new language. Like if they send you to Arizona, Texas, anything like that, I'd assume that Spanish would be one of those.
Yeah.
Are you sure English isn't one of those?
Huh?
English?
I'd hope that English is one
Okay.
of them.
I was just making sure.
No problem. So the cons that I definitely was able to like decipher is that you have limited time with your family, and that your immediate family doesn't really know what's going on. I know that they can know that you're an FBI agent, but regarding like certain missions, like you're not allowed to like disclose that type of information.
Yeah.
Anything that's not immediate family, so like sisters-in-law, uncles, anything like that, they don't really need to know that you're an FBI agent. So if you do decide to disclose that, then that's on you. You also are needed in really remote and foreign areas, and that also does entice like dangerous locations. And then they could be like really spontaneous. So like they might need you in like Fiji, or they might need you in like Cuba, or like really random places. And as like
Kind of
Shane,
like tours in the army, right?
yeah,
They
exactly.
just send you and you just
They'll
go.
Yeah, without any like forewarning.
So as you can tell, it'd probably be hard to be an agent.
Yeah,
Dealing with the family perspective. If you
Exactly.
have a family.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be
For
away
sure.
from family. We also have, like Shane was pointing out, very rigorous training, regardless of what field you are in the FBI. Like even if you're like just administrative, you're still taught how to shoot a gun. You still go through a physical. So even if you're on the field, off the field, you're still doing that. Your life is constantly put on the line, regardless of your situation. Again, like if the wrong information gets in the wrong person's hand, like even someone that's just sitting behind a computer, their life is still at risk.
Joe Navarro was talking about his specialty in the force himself was finding spies, and that's why he had to focus on body language so much, because you can tell how your coworkers are acting, and spies are a little different. They're kind of trying to look for things in places that normal people would be like, all right, this is what I do, it's my job.
Gotcha. Let's see. And also the bachelor's degree with 3 years of professional experience. So that's, I mean, for an FBI agent, that's kind of expected. But that, I guess I'd put that under a con. The pros though, first year base pay, it could potentially go upwards to like 48,000 without compensation for availability. So the more free will you are, the more incentives they have to like pay you more.
Do you know if it's like commission based, or is it just like
commission based, like
Yeah.
off of like kills or something? Like
kills? What do you
Well, how
do?
do you
I'm thinking I'm based off arrest and
Oh, okay.
because I know as a normal police officer it's not commission based, but I know you do get bonuses if you find the worst or the more severe crime you
Like a
end
bounty?
up preventing. No, it's like
It's like drug bust.
it's like drug
Oh,
busting
okay.
bigger crimes. Like
I'm
get a
not
bigger
sure.
bonus.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, could
I
be
don't
wrong,
think
but
it
I think
is.
yeah, I think
yeah,
it's just
I don't know.
compensation. And you're just on the team. And then it goes upwards to 136,000 a year. So
Yeah.
it's pretty hefty, especially for like if you're pretty high up there. You also get somewhat of a easy work schedule, because most people, like especially on the news or on like reality TV, they depict like FBI agents like working like 24 hours like nonstop. But it's usually like 50 hours a week. It can depend though. It could be any day of the week, any time of the day. So there's that, but it's not as rigorous as like the reality TV shows it out to be. And then each year, there's potential for 5 to 7% growth in that field. So there's always growth in that field. I don't think we'd ever live in a world where there isn't some sort of like
Growth.
bureau. Yeah,
I think it's like I think FBI agents are more like a SEAL team. Like they're kind of the SEAL team of the police force in a way.
In
like-
a way, yeah.
Yeah, they
I
do.
can see it.
Yeah, they basically bust higher, or like they do the jobs that normal officers wouldn't want to do. They do harder stuff. They always have to end up going and traveling and doing all these harder missions that you would see like SEALs doing, like going to infiltrate, stopping terrorist attacks is a main thing. Like that's what they do. That's what they do. They stop terrorists, and I don't know. I'm just thankful for all the FBI agents that are watching our backs all the time.
for sure.
Except for the ones that break into houses doing dumb stuff like this.
So also like a couple fun facts for the FBI. So history of recreational drugs isn't a deal breaker with the FBI. For so as long as you haven't like smoked.
I think it's 3 years prior.
Exactly.
That's what I read.
Exactly. Yeah. And
That's not
even if
bad.
it's not, well, I mean,
That's
it's
not bad.
Yeah.
and it does have to be recreational though. You can't just be like smoking or
That is
doing
recreation.
meth
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
doing
Okay.
crack.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Like
That's okay. You know
Right?
what? Well, I mean,
how long does
would you
crack
hire a person at a job if they?
did crack as a kid?
Yes. No, if they as a kid. I got this little thing here that I got from the textbook. The FBI's lab helps examine with all evidence at no charge of state and local agencies. And then the National Crime Information Center is run by the FBI, which holds all sorts of records from wanted people, stolen